Good evening, everyone. Good, good evening, everyone. Last night we had a big storm. Looks like it's going to rain again. The power went out yesterday around about 1600 hours. Still no power. I'm smoking my own pole with an English blend and waiting for people to join. Still no one there. Let's give it a couple of more minutes. I just love an English blend. Where are the people? I apologize for the noise in the background. That's the generator that's running. Can people join? Hello, Mike, my friend. How are you? I'm so glad you are here. I do not have whiskey, but I do have a cup of coffee. Okay, this one's empty. I still have 2 more cups of coffee. Mike, I do not have outhouse like you. I was just sitting underneath a tree. The place I usually sit, the sun is really sharp there, so I come sit underneath the tree. Yes, it is a really nice weather. I think today is 35 Celsius. I'm not quite sure how much that is in Fahrenheit, but 35 Celsius is really hot. Um, but our summer is on the way out, so we can expect some weather or, like winter weather coming along in the next couple of months. Like last night, we had a really big storm while I was driving, and I couldn't see in front of the car. It was a really a big storm, and with the storm, the lightning is the power lines. So we sit without power since yesterday, 1600 hours. We have without electricity. Hello, Joel, my friend. How are you? I'm so glad you are here. Yeah. So the people that fixing the power lines, they were here until this morning, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. They said some of the trees were hit by lightning, and those trees had fallen on the power lines. So I think we're gonna be without power for 2 or 3 days. But luckily I have a gas stove to make coffee. Well, as jy sê geraas, uh, Kappa Joe, let's go. That's true, Mike. I must say, here in South Africa, we don't really know snow. If if it snow, it's not more than 1 centimeter. So it's not staying snow. If it snow today or tonight, tomorrow it's gone. So we don't know much snow. And the coldest it gets here in the free state where I live is -5 Celsius. That's the coldest. You know, Mike, I'm glad you are. I'm glad you're feeling better, and I'm glad you are here. I'm really happy to see you, and I'm glad that you feel better. Talking about sick, last week Sunday, something bit me on my stomach, and I was busy at work and so on. So I didn't went to a doctor or anything like that. My wife's working at the pharmacy, but so she gave me an ointment to put on, and this week it was very red, and I started to get headaches and just feeling tired all the time. So yesterday, most of the day, I just slept. She gave me a pull yesterday. That pull knocked me out 6 laugh. And I'm feeling a little bit better, but still the area where this thing bit me is still red, and sometimes I feel it, um, but it is better. I do not know what bit me. I just felt something bit me and I pull it off and I throw it away after I squashed it. And so I honestly I don't know what bit me. So what's everyone smoking? So I don't know if it is a spider. Yesterday after the pill my wife gave me, that pill knocked me out 6 man. Um, so while I were out, she googled and one time I woke up and she were expecting the area, and later on she told me she googled uh, what does spider bites do and so on, and according to what she read, it wasn't a spider. I'm not quite sure, but it, I felt it right. We're quite sure. Scorpions, oh man, Mike, I hate scorpions. Ooh, that's it. Scorpions, spiders, and snakes. Those three things just give me the creeps. I don't like them at all. A cup of tea. Man, I have a cup of coffee. Uh, Brown slice too as an art castle. That sounds really nice. That really sounds nice. Hello, Yusuf. So, do you know a thing? Um, it's grown here in South Africa, and as far as I know, they shipped it out all over the world. We call it rooibos tea. I think in English it will be red bus tree. I'm not quite sure, but it's tea from South Africa. It only grows in South Africa as far as I know. They even make soap of the tea and all kinds of natural ointments and so on. Mike is a really nice tea. Me, myself, and I don't drink much tea. I like my coffee. But I must say, sometimes I do prefer a cup of rooibos tea. It is a very nice tea. Um, so if you can, taste it. It's a fabulous tea. Punjana. Am I pronouncing it right? Punjana. Am I pronouncing it right? I must try to find that tea. Interesting. What language is it? I must try to find that tea. Belfast tea. Here's a place near me that sells authentic teas and so on. Maybe I must go try there to see if they have punyana tree. That can really be something interesting to taste. You must try that. Yorkshire Gold. I also don't know that tea. I must try to find that tea. I'm drinking a cup of Guatemala coffee. It's a cowboy coffee. Yeah, I know the place in South Africa, Belfast. I never went there, but I know the place. What's it like? um, I just heard of the place, but I never visited the place. So I don't know how it is there. And then we have another place. I also didn't visit it, but what is Yell? Yeah, so if it is cold, I miss it. I don't like too much cold. What is Yell? It's a very small town. It's like a farming town or something like that. But that name just always make me laugh. But if we here in South Africa talk about, sorry, if we talk about winter, I think you guys overseas that know snow and so on, you will probably think that our winter is summer to you. I think our winter will be summer to you guys. Sorry to hear that, Yusuf, my friend. I hope the headache will break soon. Do you have sinus or something for the headache? Because one year, me and my dad, my mother, we were it's a place we call Buramar, farm market. It's a place where farmers come sell products and so on. It were in winter time. It were like -6 Celsius this Saturday morning, and we saw a couple, a man and a woman, with summer clothes, short sleeves and so on, and we were dressed very warm, jackets on and everything. And my dad asked them where they are from, and they told they are from Alaska. And it is nice, warm weather, and they were planning to go swimming later on today. And I realized by myself, for me, that's too cold to take a swim. But for them, it's warm. Tot ziens, Mike. I'm glad you were here. May you have a lovely day, night there. May you have a lovely week. God bless, my friend. Stay safe. So I must say, the sinus. Yes, I also think something going up about it. There's all over the world. More and more people just getting sick. Me and my wife talked about that the other day, and we want the COVID-19 injection. Did have that injection something to do with all the people that's getting ill and so on? I'm not quite sure. I must watch out for that life. Usually migraine is not, it's not lekker. Sorry for that. Oh, I want to show you guys something. This is my smallest pipe I have. It's really my smallest pipe. Um, all the stands here is well bent Italy. That's all that stands on this pipe. I lost the stem, so I made another stem for this pipe. But there it is. It's really like 1 finger long. It's really 1 finger long pipe. So I think it's a 1 minute smoke or maybe 2 minute. uh, I really don't time myself when I'm enjoying a pipe. But this is really my smallest pipe I have. I still want to show this one to Chris. I must say uh, it, it's a really nice smoker. I really enjoy this pipe. It's just really nice in the mouth as well. But it's for a very short smoke. Yeah, very short smoke. It's one of those pipes. If your wife asks you to do something and you really just want to go out just to take a smoke break, then you use a small pipe, 1 or 2 minutes. That doesn't take a long time. That sounds like a good idea. Um, Now let me fill it up. My big jar of Letekia. I just love Letekia. Now let me fill it up. It's lit. Fish orders, okay. 1329. Let's see how long it lasts. Okay. 5:30. I'm really curious how long smoke this is. I'm not quite sure. The stem broke, so I made a new stem for it. I'm not really sure how the original stem of this pipe looked. I tried to Google it, but I couldn't find this similar pipe. And all the stems on the pipe is well bent Italy. I think it's meant to be a bent. Is it a cone? What part is the cone and the tenon? I'm not quite sure. I don't think it will be a stripe because of this piece here. If it will be straight, so I don't think it's a stripe. So I think the bend would have taken a bend. Man, that I had a problem. I bought a tin of zipper fluid for my lighters. And this brand zipper fluid, I don't know. It's Lightning something, brand of South Africa. And I couldn't find any other zipper fluid at that time. So I bought a can. And when I arrived at home, I filled my lighters with the zipper fluid. And not one of my lighters want to work. So I took the can outside and I poured a little bit of the fluid on a piece of wood. And it didn't want to burn. It was like watery and so on. It just didn't want to burn. So I bought a whole can of zipper fluid that's not flammable anymore. So this morning when I go to town, I bought another tin of zipper fluid. Not the same brand, but another one. That one works quite well. Naphtha. I don't know that. Yeah, I really struggle because now I fill my lighters. and it doesn't want to work. So I were getting really agitated because it didn't want to work. So I realized that this new tin of zipper fluid, a full tin of zipper fluid, is not so much, it's not so highly flammable it must be. So I decided I'm not going to buy that brand again. But because I filled my lighters with the weaker zipper fluid, let's call it the weaker zipper fluid. Now all my lighters is full, so I can't put in new zipper fluid because all my lighters is full. So I have to take all the lighters apart, put in new cotton, new uh, new what do you call uh the the rope. So I have to put everything new in, refill it again with new zipper fluid. Now it works. It was a disaster. White cotton. I must try that. I must try that. What I usually use it's a cotton the women use for makeup and so on. It's a roll of cotton. We call it in Afrikaans a water. I usually use that, but I will try to see if I can get white cotton. And I find out something for me that works very well. I don't use the Zippo lawn. Um, I use a pipe cleaner, and it works extremely well. Yusuf, my friend, I do understand that. I really hope your head feels better soon. So, all my lighters, I use a pipe cleaner. It works very good. The, the reason why I started to use a pipe cleaner for my lighters is because at the point I really struggled to get um, what you call it in English, um, length rope for scissor poles. And I was sitting one night cleaning my pipe and my lighter didn't want to work. Yes, weak. Thank you, Stroll. And when I was cleaning my pipe and the wick didn't work anymore, and I realized that this I don't find wicks here. So let's try something. And I look at the zipper old wick and I saw how it is made, and I look at the pipe cleaner and it were very similar. So I decided I have nothing to. Oh, thank you, Yusuf. I realized I have nothing to lose. If it work, it work. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So that it's a gamble I'm willing to take. If it works, my zipper will work again. So I took the pipe cleaner and I cut it the size I want and I put it in. I fill it up and it works fantastic. Yes, well, I also do that. But this old week, I think it was. I, I I think the reason it didn't work anymore. And this week were really old. When I pull it out and cut off a piece, this whole week um, clock up. So it didn't suck up the fluid um, like it should. So it didn't burn anymore. So I took that one out and go to pipe cleaner and it works. There, the pipe is all out. Only ash. So clock stop. So how long did this pipe last? 11 minutes. Not too bad for a small pipe, eh? Not too bad for a small pipe. Hello Francisca, my friend, how are you? Yeah, this is actually a good pipe for tea breaks at work. I must agree there. Um, in which video I used my pocket warmer. It were on Friday, I think. I used my small pocket warmer pipe. That's also a nice pipe for tea breaks, coffee breaks at work. I'm glad you are okay, Francesca, my friend. I'm also good. Thanks for your email. I really appreciate that. When I read your email and so on, that really just made my day. So thank you for reaching out to me on email. I really appreciate it. I like old lighters. But it is at work. I really can't smoke my pipe. So it is very difficult for me to light the pipe. Um, because now I'm at work servicing a car and I'm underneath the car and so on. Then there's a problem with the pipe in my mouth, cleansing and so on. Yes, oily hands, and I don't really like the car oil on my pipes. They really stains the pipe and and so on. I don't like it. Now every time if I want to take a pipe, it takes me 30 to 40 minutes. Now I have to go wash my hands first and then I pack the bowl and so on. And in in that line of work, your work cannot stand. You must get the car as quickly as possible fixed and out for the next car to come in. So time is very important. You can't stand too long still and so on. So then there's not really time to go wash hands, pack a bowl, and so on. So that is really then a struggle. So I will sometimes smoke a cigarette at work. Um, I really don't like a cigarette, but it it helps to smoke something. Then I put the cigarette in and I go on. So no, my friend, I'm not working for myself. Um, I worked as a mechanic for a long time, and when COVID came along, um, the place I worked, they fell apart. Hello, Bob, my friend. Hello, I'm glad you are here. Family times and movies is always fantastic times to enjoy, my friend. Francisca, I'm 40 now. I'm 40 now. Um, so the, the place fell apart, and I have to work. We have to live, and so on. So I became a driver at like an old age house. And beginning of last year, a friend, so Bob, enjoy family time, and it's always fantastic family times. So beginning of last year, a friend of mine, he and his dad has their own business, mechanic shop. They asked me to go work for them, and I said yes because I miss working with my hands. I miss mechanical work and so on. And so it's now almost a year I'm back in mechanic, and I'm just loving. When I were a driver, I could have smoked my pipe all day long and so on because my hands didn't go dirty, and while I was driving, I can cleanse the pipe in my mouth while driving. So that wasn't a problem. But now to do what I love, to work with my hands, mechanic and so on, then I'll smoke a cigarette because the a pipe takes work, wash hands and full bowl, so it takes a long time, and your work cannot stand still. Sorry about that. Bob, my friend, what movie are you watching? I I always enjoyed family time and movies and so on. I must try wipe. I saw, I think it's one of your videos where you wipe at work and so on. I must try that. A couple of years ago, I bought me a wipe, but it really didn't satisfy me to tell you like that. But my brother-in-law had passed away beginning of this year. He also wiped, and he said it depends on what type of fluid I'm using. So I think I must look into that again. Little one's favorite. That sounds interesting. I do not know the carols. Are you talking about um, as, as a carrello, like almost like a cigar type cigarette? Beauty and the Beast. Bob, my friend, that's a really fantastic movie to watch and so on. You must enjoy it, my friend. I remember my smaller sister Amanda, she always loved Princess and Me, Princess Diaries, and The Beauty and the Beast, and we always spent hours together watching those movies. Thank you, Bob. I really appreciate it. Then I will look into the wife and so on. But I will still enjoy my pipe. Francisco, my friend, thank you for you joining in. I really appreciate it. May you have a lovely day, evening. May you have a blessed week. God bless, my friend, and stay safe, my friend. It's okay, my friend. Enjoy it. You know, I'm really honored to have this pipe. Every time I'm smoking this pipe, packing a bowl in this pipe, it always reminds me um, and then I'm really proud to have this pipe. Just to remember that I'm the fourth generation to enjoy this pipe. I don't smoke this pipe so often, but when I smoke it, it just gives me appreciation of this pipe and where it went through and so on. Thank you, Francisco, my friend. May Jesus also bless you, my friend. Stay safe. See you again. Hello, Dave, my friend. How are you? Ah, I'm so glad you are doing great, David. Yes, Bob. This pipe were my great grandfather's pipe. So, um, my grandfather, my great grandfather had this pipe. So my grandfather got this pipe. Then my uncle, he had it for a short time, and then my dad, and now I have it. So it's always a fantastic memory to enjoy this pipe. But this is the pipe. We call it in Afrikaans Oom Paul. Uncle Paul, I think in English. It's a really special pipe. This pipe actually really belongs in a museum. With this pipe can tell stories. It I could have listened to stories the whole day. Still, it is really something special to have. The only problem is where this pipe broke there. So the stem doesn't seal 100%. Um, but still, I can enjoy it. I have it's a pocket warmer. I think I used it on in Friday's Freedom Friday video. I think I used this the pocket pipe. That was also my dad's pipe. Hello, Piper XOX. X1X, how are you, my friend? Hello, Jonathan. Uh, Museum. I do not have a museum. I only have wooden pipes, but I want to get a museum soon. Hello, Chris, my friend. How are you? Most I see she David so on. She yeah most of the people smoke cigarettes. Bob, maybe you can get a stain for all pipes if you can find them or so. Um, it will be nice. Real nice memory, Ari. They have an old Zippo. Chris, before I forget, earlier today, I joined Chris live video, and that were really nice to join. Unfortunately, I couldn't stay too long. Um, our power is out, is still out because of a big storm yesterday. And I told Chris in his life that I will show my smallest pipe to Chris. He said his smallest pipe will still be smaller than this pipe. I'm not quite sure. But Chris, if your pipe is smaller, great. Then it is not the smallest pipe. um, but here it is. It's a literal 1 finger long. I packed this pipe earlier and still to try me how long I can smoke this small pipe, and it lasts 11 minutes. Hello, Il Piper, how are you? Way smaller. Nice. This bowl is literal this deep, and it lasted me 11 minutes.
You have messages.
Let me. That's nice to sit with friends enjoying a cigar. You believe, Ali? Everything is well. Thank you, my friend. How are you? I hope you are also fine. Bye, David. Thank you for you to joining in. Enjoy church. I'm glad you were here. May you have a lovely day, evening. May you have a lovely week. God bless, my friend. Stay safe. I understand that, Chris. What type of cigar are you smoking now? I really must say, I usually show my knife on Freedom Friday. But I think to to shift the Freedom Friday knife to Saturday or something Saturday. Um, some Saturdays is really difficult to post a video, but I will see how it goes. I do not have I do not have chainsaws and so on. I do have three axes. Three axes. Um, but I will show them later on. I first want to show all the fish blades. The one I did last week of the two bayonets and the Imbele knife from Angola, the Houghton knife. Um, that three knives were really special to me. Uh, Most awful cigar. Chris, I don't know cigars. Maybe try it in a pipe. Bye, Bob, my friend. Enjoy the film. Enjoy family time. It's always special times to enjoy. God bless, my friend, and stay safe. May you have a lovely week, my friend. Yeesh. Cigar with cigarette tobacco. That doesn't sound too tasty. Uh, that happened. I think the Wi-Fi just went off. Can everyone hear me? I think I'm still online. I just switched to phone data. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Piper. Thank you, Yusuf. I think the Wi-Fi battery just went off now. Um, so I just switched my data to mobile data. So I'm off the Wi-Fi now. Thank you, Captain. Hello, Captain. How are you? Yusuf, my friend, if it were only load shedding, it will be nice. But we sit without power since yesterday, 4 o'clock. With a big storm we had yesterday. Um, it rained like yeah, 77 millimeter in 5 minutes or so 10 minutes. It was pouring, really it was raining. And it's a lightning hit some trees, and some of the trees fell on the power lines, and they are still busy, and still we do not have electricity. Yusuf, my friend, welcome in South Africa where there's no power, no service, right? Thank you for calling. We are attending your problem as soon as possible. Please stay on the line. Your call is important to us. 30 minutes later. Thank you for calling. Please stay on the line. Your call is important to us. Yeah. Yes, we're offline. Or we do not have any vehicles to attend your problem. Or we do not have any fuel to drive. I also heard that one before. Captain Bailey, I'll cheers on a cup of coffee, my friend. I do not know Saint Bruno. I'm really glad I found this old lighter. Hello, Piper Store, my friend. How are you? I must say I really enjoy this live chat because it's a really nice and interesting to connect to people all over the world, and we all can come together and enjoy a pipe. A couple of years ago here in South Africa, we had the advertisement on TV. It's a local beer here in South Africa we call Castle. And in the advertisement it says Castle brings people together. It all comes together with a castle. Now I want to change that. It all comes together with a pipe. Pipe's best friend. I do like my dog as well. Tuskau beer. I do not know that beer. The beers we usually get here is Black Label, Castle, Hansa, Amstel, Heineken. There's a couple of beers we do get here. Yeah. Now we have Castle Light. Castle Light is a nice beer. On a hot summer day, ice cold beer is nice. But I like my whiskey. Kenya Cake War. I I can understand why you drink gallons of it in Kenya. That place is a different place. Yeah, Lion Castle Black Label. In the old days, Castle at the if you turn it around, it it says number 17. Lion is a very light beer. It's a fantastic beer. I do myself like a Lion beer. And then I like Heineken beer. Heineken beer, I think it's a Dutch beer. The Lion beer disappeared from the market in South Africa for a long time. They shipped the Lion beers overseas, so we couldn't um, get the Lion beer anymore. And now for a couple of years, Lion beer is back on the market. So I do like the Lion beer. No, Piper, I do not know that. Um, I tasted that beer a couple of years ago, but for a long time I don't see it anymore. Chris, no Heineken beer. I like Heineken beer. I didn't know it was full of preservatives. I like the taste of it. I didn't know Heineken take over Union. 1991. There were a couple of beers during 1991 in South Africa. And in Africa, South Africa shipped beer to Africa. So there were a couple of beers in that time you you no longer get anymore. Lion were one of those beers. And 1991, 1992, there around, the Lion beer disappeared, and now it is back again. Most of the beers taste the same. Um, but on a very warm summer um, day, a cold beer is really nice to enjoy. Guinness beer is a nice beer. I like Guinness beer as well. And then I saw I think it's you make beer videos, and I honestly I do must say that really looks fantastic. I still want to brew myself a couple of beers. But I think before I brew any beer, I will try to make whiskey. There's two drinks I really enjoy, and I do not know which one will win the competition if I only have to choose one. It will be a very tight competition between these two drinks, but it is between whiskey and coffee. Oh man, I just love my whiskey, but I keep it at the minimum, one or two glasses max. I don't like to get drunk. And then coffee. Ooh, my wife said I must go slower on the coffee, but that's difficult to go slower on the coffee. I must try making whiskey. So whiskey is distilled mass halfway. I must really try to make some whiskey. I don't know Mac wants to export beer. I'll try to see if I can find it there. Red Bull with a raw egg. That sounds actually interesting. A couple of years ago, when I did martial arts, um, I did drink a raw egg. I took two or three raw eggs in a glass of milk, um, and then I swallowed a whole glass. It it gives you more energy and you can practice more and so on. So I really enjoy the taste. Later on, I just took the egg, took my knife and I just make a hole on the top of the egg, and I just swallowed the egg just like that, and that also worked. um, my mother, when she saw me drinking the raw egg, she said it is the same as swallowing snot. My wife also don't like it when I do that. Sometimes I still just take the egg and swallow it. Um, every time when I take out the egg and make it open, my wife just turns around and walks away. But usually, if I have a working day, physical hard working day, then I take a raw egg. It just gives more stamina and so on, just to go on. And my wife doesn't like that as well. You said you must try that. Jill, you think it's nice. My wife do like fruit, brittle fruit. I must say, yesterday when I wasn't feeling so great, I didn't really smoke my pipe yesterday. I think I smoked yesterday maybe one bowl. But today I'm feeling much better. So I'm behind on bowls, so smoking my bowls. Piper, my friend, there's a joke going on here. That says I had bird flu when I was 2 years old. I had COVID when I was 3 years old, and I outgrew them all. Now now I am immune to them. But let's hope we don't get that. Talking about bird flu. Beginning of this year, there broke out a new virus. I don't know if it is a new virus or an old virus, and so on. But a lot of farmers lost hundreds and hundreds of chicken. They said this um, illness is carried by wild birds, so they lost a lot of chickens. Yeah, strong immune system. For good immune system, a good pipe and a coffee to cleanse everything. Yusuf, I honestly only can tell you, my friend, and take my hat off for you for not sipping any alcohol and so on. I do like my alcohol, but but when I use alcohol, I use it at the minimum pace, one or two glasses max. I don't like to get drunk, so I just enjoy the taste. Ginger tea, that's something new. Chris, I talked to my sister on Friday. She's doing all right. She got herself a new vehicle. She got a Ford Everest. So, like always, I tease her again because her new car is automatic car. So ask her if she older than me now. I always tease her, although I'm older than her. I always tell her she's older than me and so on. And I ask her if she's older than me now because she's driving an automatic car. And she just teased me back. And but she's doing very well. She and I'm glad for her for the new car. Hammer tea from Five Roses. You see, I must try to find that tea. I'm not that great on tea, but I know there's a couple of nice tasting teas out there. Chris, I will tell her. So thank you very much. Chris, every time I read about Austria and so on, there's an old song that's playing in my head. It is one of my favorite songs to listen. When my mother played the piano or the oral and so on, I always asked her to play the song. Um, this song's name is Don't Cry For Me Argentina. And that's really a song with a really big meaning behind the song. And it's one of my favorite songs. Don't Cry For Me Argentina. I tried to play this song on the guitar once, but man, that's a difficult song to play because it has a lot of black notes and so on. Very difficult song to play. Later on, I lost my guitar and never bothered to get another one or so on. I don't. I don't think it's something to do with Austria. I always think it is something to do with Austria because of the name Argentina. But I don't think it's the same. But it is something that is special to me. So when I'm thinking about Austria and Argentina and so on, this song always comes up. Desperado by Angels is also a nice song. And another song I really love like is the Green Beret. Oh man, when that song play, I get chills all over my body. Um, just fantastic songs. Velko is hailed from Austria. That's interesting. I heard about John Edmund, but claim told it no I don't know him. Um, do they sing? I can try to find them, but I heard about Edmund. Sorry. From Rhodesia out to South Africa. Um, Chris, now when I read the Rhodesian over to South African military songs, I want to tell you a story. Um, Limpopo is where Yusuf is, I remember. Uh, there's a couple of old military songs is here in South Africa, but I want to tell you some Rhodesian. The name has changed now, I think, to Zimbabwe or so on. But the old Rhodesian, before the war of Angola, there were a war, the Rhodesian War. Now, during that war, it's a very old thing. Um, a woman and her 5-year-old son were driving. When they came to the farm gate, the, the woman gets out of her car. It's wartime, so they all got weapons and so on to open the gate while her 5-year-old son is sitting in the car. Next moment, a terrorist climbs in her car and drives away. This woman didn't panic or anything. She she opens the house and she enters the house and they have a prayer time. So she call one friend or she pray, then she call a friend, her friend pray, and then and then she call another friend, and so on. So a whole prayer train. And while the terrorist is climbing in her buggy and drive away, another farmer saw what's happening, and he tries um, this woman's vehicle. because he realized that his 5-year-old son is in the car. And while they were driving, the next moment, this this woman's vehicle just comes to 100% still, still, just standing in the road. The door opens and this guy is running. He's running like mad. And this man's first thought were to check on the child, to see if the child is okay. When the guy approaching the son, this child is sitting there. No worries on his face, no panic, no nothing. And the farmer asked this boy, "Are you okay?" The boy said, "Yes, I'm okay." The farmer asked, "What happened?" The boy said, "We were still driving. The next moment, they were standing a big guy in front of the vehicle with a big sword. And this big shining guy puts the sword down through the vehicle. Of course, the terrorist couldn't see the big guy, the angel, in front of the car. This farmer thought, but this small boy is in shock. So he walks to the front end of the vehicle, and in the bonnet, the shape of the sword was sitting in the bonnet. He opens the bonnet, and the shape of the blade went right through the head, right through the block, into the ground. Now, a block is a very hard piece of metal, and it went right through the bonnet, through the head, through the block, into the ground. And the fabric is Dutch fabric or so. It's also woman, but gives the vehicle to us for them to do tests and so on, and they will give her a new vehicle. And she refused. She said no, this vehicle is staying with her as a sign that God protected her child. So I just wanted to share that story with you, talking about the religion. Um, and it just shows if you have faith when you pray, that uh, that is something I will always remember. God saved that boy. And because it were wartime, the woman, the woman realized she couldn't call any police or any law enforcement or anything like that because they are all busy fighting a war. So the only people she could have called were her chain of prayer friends. And they all stood together in prayer. And God saved the boy. Yeah, Rhodesian is now Zimbabwe. It was a very great country. A lot of wildlife. Fantastic country. And it's all destroyed. Um, Chris asked me, um, is South Africa hitting the same road as Zimbabwe? Yes. South Africa is heading the same road as Zimbabwe. Yeah, whole Africa is falling apart. South Africa is not Africa, but South Africa is not far behind. And actually, South Africa is a very beautiful country. It's really beautiful. Africa itself is a very beautiful place. I'm talking about wildlife and so on. Very, very beautiful. But even in Angola, before the war in Angola, there were big natural reserve places, a lot of wild animals in camps and so on. A really beautiful place. When the war broke out and so on, now there's not much left. Um, and that's that. Yes, the war in Angola. There's a lot of different stories of that war. My dad fought in that war. We were in a unit called Kufut. It's a South African police force, the same as special forces. Um, Kufut had more kills than any other unit. Um, it were one of the toughest units you can you can think. Um, the buffalo. Um, um, we we don't call it a buffalo. The unit's name is 32, 32 Battalion. 32 Battalion is a special forces unit um, that were in South Africa. Um, space number 5. So it's a very high special forces unit. The Kufut fought with Buffalo the 3 but 3 Buffalo were military and Kufut were special forces. No, Kufut were security police who trained like special forces. Um, and Kufut and 32 and 101 Battalion. 101 Battalion, if I remember correctly, it were part of Angolan people and Bushmen. They fought together on the same um, manner of fighting. Um, but Kufut is a really, man, those people eat nails for breakfast. Really. They ate nails for breakfast. Um, I heard about the name Cowboy or Texan. Um, you were Ritya. Man, that's a marvelous guy. I wonder what happened to him. I know a couple of my dad's friends during that time. And I made a video a couple of months ago talking about my dad. I do not know his real name. I remember the name Cowboy. Um, he always wear a big hat like me. It is the same guy. Me and my dad had a very special connection. They call it um, telepathic. Telepathic connection. Um, and telepathic means to communicate with brainwaves, so to say. So you know what the other one is thinking, you know what of their surrounding and what they are feeling and what's going around them and so on. And me and my dad had that connection. So as a child growing up, I was 5. I didn't understand much, and I I saw his battles. He fought in Angola, and I can tell you a lot of his friends' names and how they passed away. Also, I never met these people, but I know them. When my dad came back and I asked him about this battle and so on, and one battle he said he don't want to talk about. That battle almost cost his life with RPG-7. He were in a vehicle, but the RPG-7 didn't detonate. And one of his best friends passed away in that battle. They were shot out, they had no ammunition left. The vehicle's tires were blown out, but luckily the RPG didn't detonate. And I saw that whole battle while my dad were in the vehicle. The RPG coming, the sound, and all of that. I was a child of 5 years old. And I'm glad he didn't explode it. So I grew up in military and so on. I think it's Francisco asked me did I serve. No, I didn't. Um, my military training started when I was 5 years old. I didn't understand what's going on. Why do I see everything my dad goes through? At the point, we have to travel 4 times a week to safety houses because they fire upon the houses and so on. So we always have to travel from one house to another. Always safety houses to travel to. Um, and that's how I grew up for a long time in my life. That were my child life. Um, and later on, um, after the war, and my dad left, so on, and we could move into a house. We didn't have to move anymore. A place we can call home, you know. And my training still went on. He always said the training is important to keep my mother and my 2 sisters safe when my dad is not around anymore. And that's how I grew up. Later on, I wanted to join the military. They said my color is too white, I can't join. And I wanted to go to French, the French Foreign Legion. My dad asked me not to go. All I know were violence. All I know were weapons, training, my whole life. That's all I knew. I didn't know anything. That's what I knew. I knew rifles. I knew to survive in the bush. To make weapons. That's all I knew. And so I want to go join the French Foreign Legion because that's all I knew. That's how I grew up. And my dad asked me not to go. And I made a promise to him that I won't go. And I met my wife. At that time, I couldn't laugh. I didn't know what laughter were. I didn't know how to smile. I always had this straight face, no emotion, no emotion whatsoever. My wife teach me how to laugh. The first time I saw my wife, my mother asked me, "Am I okay?" I said, "No, there's something wrong in my stomach. Something fly around in my stomach." My mother said, "There's butterflies." I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what's love. Love for me were just a word with no meaning. And my wife taught me what is love. What is it to care about someone, and so on. While I grew up, my dad will give hug, and my mother, I thought this was a comfort. I know they loved me, but I grew up to be this warrior, to protect, to serve. Because my surname, Joubert, I must carry that with proud, to protect. You as a soldier, you must protect. And when I met my wife, that changed. Now I will protect my wife, and so on. But that's my sad story of the whole thing. A friend of mine was also intelligent. His name is Jacques Joubert. That's true, Chris. A man is just complete with the right woman. She asked me a couple years ago, she asked me if I can go back in time. Will I still do the training? I said yes. I would have still do the training. And because it's something me and my dad did. He told me when I came back he can't laugh anymore and he can't play anymore and so on, but he will teach me something different. I'm proud of what he taught me. But I'm also proud to have met my wife. She means the world to me. Chris, I really am interested about the telepathic um, experiment you did. It is something me and my dad had. When my dad passed away, I didn't experience that anymore. But it's a nice connection to have. And when you have someone who shares the same telepathic connection as you, the moment that person passes away, it feels like you have lost a body part. So in the back of my head, I will always remember my dad. It always feels when he's around me, although he's not. When you lose a body part, they talk um, about ghost feelings. That is very close to that. That's really interesting. You're welcome, Chris. I don't talk much about it because it still feels so real. So if someone asks, did I serve? No. I wasn't physically in any war, but mentally I was. Mentally I was in the war with everything I saw as a child and so on. But physically I wasn't there. But mentally I can tell you about people I never met. I can tell you how they passed away. I can tell you how they looked, but I never saw them physically. So, but yes, Yusuf, if things is going on the way it is now in South Africa, we are heading for a war. You are right. And that's something I don't want to say. Yusuf, no, I wasn't in the commando. Not real. Also, the training I received were from ex-Kufut members. It were members of the Buffalo Special Forces. So I had my training to survive, to make weapons, and all of that sort of thing. And to use anything you can think of as a weapon. That were part of the training. Um, there is a couple of commandos that want me to teach them hand-to-hand combat. But the hand-to-hand combat taught to me is illegal in South Africa right now. Because that's very brutal. That is to kill in 10 seconds, 15 seconds max. Though it's illegal to teach to anyone. So by law, I cannot teach them publicly. Or by law, I cannot teach it at all. Because it is a very hard training. That I know. I experienced that as a child. Anything can be a weapon. Anything. Even a toilet roll can be a weapon. Even a piece of toilet paper can be a weapon. You just have to know how to use it. Yeah, Piper. I'm glad I met my wife. She opened my eyes to the world, to to love, to love, just to be happy, you know. And I remember one day we were walking in the mall, and one of the political parties in South Africa who doesn't like us too much at some gathering at the eating place. And the next moment, my head is wandered off, and my eyes changed, and I got my knife and and the whole thing out. My wife stayed calm. My wife said nothing. She she just took my hand and she led me away. When we were away, she looked me in my eyes and she gave me a hug and she whispers in my ear, "It's okay. Don't worry. It's okay." And I could relax. and she kept she keeps looking into my eyes. Later on, I asked her why she stared so long in my eyes. She told me that in the beginning, when she looked at my eyes were cold, dead, no feeling whatsoever in my eyes. My eyes were dead, cold, and that frightened her. And when she told me that it is the States and there's no reason to fight and so on, she kept in my eyes till she see there's life in my eyes. She said my cold eyes made her um, um, afraid. My cold eyes made her afraid. And I made there a promise to her that I will never in my life ever again get that angry ever again. I struggle sometimes not to get that angry. But for the promise I made to her, I keep that promise. Piper, I do understand that feeling. I had a couple of women I lost, but I'm glad I found my wife. But I understand what you are saying. Yes, I would be in fault. Yeah. Um, they would have thrown me in jail and throw away the key. But in that state of mind, I wasn't there. And my wife helped me. And for that, I'm so thankful. You know, to take a hard man at that time with no feeling whatsoever. Can die now, can die tomorrow. Doesn't feel anything. Can, and with a heart of rock. Doesn't care about anything but the people he fought for. His mother, his sisters and so on. And all the rest. That doesn't make any sense. But to keep those you know safe, to take a person like that and teach them how to care, how to love. That's my wife. Later on, I started Bible counseling. Not to help other people, but to help myself, you know? To try to focus, try to cope and so on. And later on, when my studies go on, I realized that I can help other people as well. But I was so full of hatred at that moment. I didn't think. And my wife took away that anger. And I'm glad to that. Seriously, that's a long time to marry, my friend. Piper, I'm sorry for that. That's true. Anger and hate are very close. And for a long time, that's all I knew. Yusuf, I understand that. I salute your granny. Great people. But now, I open myself to you guys on a very personal note. One of my background and a lot of memories flooding back. And I'm glad I could have told you guys that story. That's true. We just have to go on. Life goes on. Life doesn't wait for anyone. Life goes on. And we must roll with the punches and we must go on. That's true. I think it were, what is the guy who made the video? Uh, some days you remember those who passed away. That video really got me thinking, and it's so true. Yeah, Chris, I can understand that. I'm glad to be part of the YouTube app community. Um, I made a couple of new friends, which I'm really grateful to know and to talk to and to support and all of that. Um, so YTPC is a really an amazing um, group to interact with, you know. Man, I found a new English blend. I my brothers. Yeah, I salute every one of my brothers. Man, I have found a new pipe tobacco. What's the guy's name that make it? It's not Lawrence, it's another guy. He's in Cape Town. It's an English blend with Virginia, Oriental, and Latakia. Man, this is a fabulous tobacco. Chris, not many people know about telepathic and so on, but in their way, it works. Hello, hello, my friends. How are you from Belgium? It is nice here in South Africa. It's getting a little bit dark. We can expecting some rain, but it's still very warm here. But nice. How is it in Belgium, my friend? I'm not quite sure. I'm glad. I'm glad if you are okay, my friend. I will try to upload the live. They can people check it later on if they want to. But a lot of personal stories shared tonight. So it is, I think, 5 there. So then you are an hour behind us because it is now 19:05 here. No, it's not dark yet. It's 19:05 here. 19:06, yeah. Evening stretching. I like a long night because in my mind I always think if it is a long night I can have a longer sleep, but doesn't work like that. So it is 5:06 there in Britain. So then you are 2 hours behind us. Same as Bob. I think he's also in Britain because if I start the live at 5, then it is 3 o'clock. Um, um, 15 hours there. Yes, Bob. I like to sleep longer nights. Ah, but usually I go to bed around about 2200 hours. And then I wake up at 5:30. So if the night is longer, I do not get longer sleep. My friends, talking about time, I have to greet you guys. I still have to go taking the sheep. I see my wife already took in the dogs. Um, so I have to go take in the sheep before it gets too dark. So where's my hat? Let me greet you properly, my friends. Last time. May you all have a lovely day, evening there. May you all have a lovely week. God bless, my friends. Stay safe. Tot ziens. Chris, I'm glad that you enjoy it. Yes, it were emotional, and I'm glad I could share that story with you guys. Thank you, Joe. I really appreciate it. Goodbye, Yusuf, my friend. Enjoy the dogs. Enjoy the walk with the dogs, that my friend. It's always nice to enjoy. Thank you, Piper. You were a nice chat. Thanks, buddy. May you have a lovely week. Goodbye. Bye bye, everyone. Thank you for everyone that joined in. I really appreciate it. With that, may you all have a lovely week. Tot ziens, my friends, and God bless. Stay safe. Tot ziens.